Welcome in, one and all. It's Saturday night, and it's the middle of the month, which can only mean it is time for another Fireside chat. It's a chance to touch base with the community, let you guys know what we have ongoing, let you guys know what we have coming up, and let you guys know what we have in the thought process, and see where you guys want us to take various things. We have plenty of topics to discuss tonight, and of course, there will be plenty of things for you guys to take part in besides. So, if I can get this... Is this gonna work anytime soon? If I can get this music set up. Hello? Music? 30 seconds of silence at the beginning of this song. Wow. Anyway, we're gonna get right to it. First of all, it's good to see you guys this evening, and full disclosure before we get started, I feel like hell. I feel so bad. I'm dealing with the weather being shite. I'm dealing with some real life stress at the moment, and I'm dealing with some, I wouldn't say complications, just a difficult time because of a vaccination that I received over the weekend. So my energy throughout today has been lower than I would like it to be. Excuse me. I am very tired, but the show must go on. And hopefully you guys can help me do the most productive fireside chat that we can do. Now, I talked a little bit throughout the week about the fact that our October 2021 submissions for games that you guys want to see during October were missing. And I was fully prepared to come into the chat today and say, hey guys, we're gonna have to put the form back up. We're gonna need you guys to submit those games again. And if you miss that announcement, we're not gonna be able to play those games. And that's just a shitty thing. But that was the bullet that I was prepared to eat. And as of last night, we recovered the data. So we've got 35 games, raw games, on the October 2021 suggestions pile, give or take a few. Over the next month or so, that's going to be trimmed down, researched, potentially added to if something comes out that many people missed, and go from there. But we are back on track for October 2021, with the theme elements greater than their sum. Now, I cannot go public with what the game list is as of right now because it is still in its raw form. There are games on that list that I almost certainly will not want to play. Though that game's list is not necessarily comprehensive. So it will need to be refined and reworked as it is every year. But for those of you who caught that announcement, for those of you who care about October, the data has been recovered. Say It in Blue says, cheers to everyone who helped in recovering the data. I agree completely. I agree completely. But that means that the work continues with goals. Every year, before October, in August and September, we do a fundraiser to help make sure we get everything we need to get for October. And then, if there is time left in August and September, we continue the fundraiser and we do stretch goals. Things that you guys would like to see. You guys can vote with your wallet, support the stream very directly. and it's a good excuse for me to take the community's temperature as what they want to do. I do not know what the October 2021 goal will be as of right now. The deal is, if we fully fund it, we're able to do everything that we want to do. If we don't, then we take October as far as we can. That is the deal, and that will remain the deal for as long as possible. But now is the time to discuss stretch goals, potential stretch goals that you guys would like to see us do. This is the time to discuss, like, for you guys to be thinking about and get the dialogue started of getting these stretch goals in and listed, and then we can refine them. So we can take ideas right now, if you guys have anything, or probably, and we'll put up a form probably later tonight, and you guys can submit stretch goals for the next, let's say, month and a half. We'll close stretch goal submissions on our Streamiversary on August 17th. And obviously the Keepers and I will be working on stretch goals behind the scenes as well, just so that we have stuff for you guys if you decide you want them. Now, I owe you guys some stretch goals from last year, and I know that. We're getting the Shards of Erebane campaign situated and sorted. We got the PS5, and I played the games that I owed you guys, so we got that out of the way. I think the only thing I still have to do is give you guys the Erebane campaign. I think. I have some sample stretch goals, but I don't want to submit them until I know the community wants them. So, if you guys would please, I will post a potential stretch goal right here in the spreadsheet simulator for you guys, and you guys tell me, make your voices heard, yay, that's a good goal, or nay, it's a bad goal. There are many, many, many emotes that you can use to vote, or you could just say it in text. Either way is fine. But for the next little bit, I'm going to offer some sample goals, and you guys tell me if I'm in the right ballpark. Okay? Sample goal number 1. Baldur's Gate 3 Early Access. I promised you guys that I would play Baldur's Gate 3 when it comes out fully. Larian Studios' newest game. I love Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2. Larian got the rights to Baldur's Gate. They're making Baldur's Gate 3. I promised you guys I would play it as Tristan Sierge's popular character from one of our DA campaigns. I'm still going to do that. But as such, I have not touched Baldur's Gate 3's Early Access at all. I have not touched it. If you guys want me to touch it as a stretch goal, let me know. Yay, this is a good goal, or nay, this is a bad goal. Gentleman Jogath, it seems someone on the court has their eye on you. I've got your invitation right here. Your table is waiting, my friend. Welcome back to the Masquerade, where the party never stops, and you'll always find good friends beneath overflowing goblets. Thank you to that member of the court for your continued support, and thank you, Gentleman Jogath, for your subscription, reveling with us for 27 months. It's support like that that allows me to do this every day for you guys. Cheers. So, BG3 EA. Yay or nay? Chat. Give me a vote. What's it gonna be? Now Otaku says wait for full release. Okay. Does the studio know when they will have a full release? 2022 is the answer. Sometime in 2022. Sade in Blue says, I'm not sure how much content there is so far in Baldur's Gate 3 to decide. About 6 hours? I believe is what the early access is. It's about 6 hours. It's the first chapter, and there's going to be like 10 chapters, I think. Right, we got 1 vote for, 1 vote against. So chat is split on this one. Granted, it's only 1-1 right now. Make your voices heard, guys. This is like the Fireside chat is your time. So please, speak up. Waiting for the full release might be better, says Say It in Blue. So we've got 2 votes no. Interesting. Not what I expected, honestly. Stardancer says wait, that's 3. Nightfall says do it. So that's 3 no's, 2 yeses. This is your time, my friends. We could make judicious use of the polls. Let's do that. Hang on. New poll. BG3 Early Access Stretch Goal. Yay. Nay. We'll turn off voting with fragments of lore. Let's just do it this way. Boom. Poll created. Poll created, my friends. Which DA show is Tristan Searguys from again? Yeah, A Little Adventure, ITW, Tales, that series. Tristan is from that, say. Thank you, Outlaw, for beating me to that. Half your time is gone, friends. By the time you hear this message, half your time will be gone. So make sure you vote in this poll. We'll probably be making judicious use of polls today, especially for the next little bit. Do. Tristan Searguys, if anybody's wondering, for the full release of Baldur's Gate 3, we will be doing an in-character playthrough as Tristan Searguys. I'll be interacting with chat as Tristan. I'll be reading all the dialogue as Tristan. It's going to be a full in-character playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3 when it releases, providing, of course, my PC or otherwise my setup can handle it. Say It in Blue says, I'm changing my vote. I'm a little curious to see how the in-character stream goes. That is completely different, Say. That is not what we're voting for. That in-character stream is not changing. It is not up for debate. It's not anything like that. This is a separate goal entirely. You have about 5 seconds, friends. Survey says yes, make it a stretch goal with 4 votes. Alright. So we'll put that in. And we'll see what happens. Just because we make it a stretch goal doesn't mean we'll use it. So another potential stretch goal for you guys. Divinity Original Sin 2 in-character 6-party playthrough. Say It in Blue says that early access involves you playing it earlier than just waiting for the full release, which means in-character stream sooner. Incorrect. Incorrect. I will likely be playing the early access as a different character, and I probably will not be doing it in character. Because I want the Tristan thing to be special. So, Larian's previous game, Divinity Original Sin 2, a sequel to Divinity Original Sin 1. I enjoyed the hell out of Divinity Original Sin 1. I enjoyed the hell out of Divinity Original Sin 2. However, we did a multiplayer run of Divinity Original Sin 2 with 3 other streamers, and all of us made custom characters. I've found out since then that the pre-gened characters have their own personal stories and lore. With a mod, you can take your party size from 4 to 6, and you can even have 5 other players come in with you. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do single player or do multiplayer, and if I do multiplayer, I don't know if it will be 6 people. But if you guys would like to see me reshoot Divinity Original Sin 2 with an in-character party playing the pre-gened characters, I'm down for it. The story is really interesting. The characters are really cool. If this is a October 2021 stretch goal you would like to see, let me know. I'm gonna put another poll up, and we'll see where it goes. Divinity OS2 in-character playthrough with a 6-character party. Yay or nay? Poll is active. I'm trying to take the community's temperature with some of these stretch goals to see what you guys like and what you don't. In the meantime, I can answer any questions you guys have. You guys are welcome to field stretch goal ideas. Tonight is for you guys, so let's talk. Discuss whatever you guys want to discuss. Celtic Wolf says, I could see even a 3-person group would be awesome. I agree. Divinity Original Sin 1 is 2 players, and it's fun. Excuse me. Hey, J-Meister, welcome in. Good to see you. This one might be unanimous. Maybe Outlaw. We'll see. I apologize for not calling it out, but a quarter of your time remains, friends. By the time you hear this, there will be a quarter of your time remaining. Let me know what you guys want, and make sure you get your votes in. How are you, J-Meister? Good to see you. Celtic Wolf says, Squeaky's got me both, and I have yet to get over the hump of a tutorial of Divinity 2. Really? Wow, with 100% of the votes, you guys want that to be a stretch goal. Okay, fair enough. New PC. Should I include a stretch goal for upgrading my streaming PC? We had that fundraiser going for June and July, and it didn't really get anywhere, which is fine. I'm not blaming anybody, but it is something that I need to look into at some point. Should this be a high-end stretch goal? I will make a poll. PC upgrade October 2021 high-end stretch goal. You can vote yay, or you can vote nay. Badu. Let me know what you guys want to see. Celtic Wolf says, RPGs are not my strong suit when it comes to the type of games I play. That's fair. That is fair and valid. Divinity requires a lot of strategy. Is something else to consider. And again, use this time to field potential goals you guys might have. We'll put a form up later this evening, but again, if you have anything in your mind right now, hey, this would be a good idea for a stretch goal, throw it out. Even if you think it might be silly, throw it out. Nightfall says, I believe we should milestone piecemeal here, not all in one go. While I agree with you, I'm not looking for specifics. I'm just looking for a yes or a no, this is a thing that the community wants and is willing to pay for, or no, it is not a thing the community wants and they are not willing to pay for it. I agree with your statement, Nightfall. Just not relevant. Half your time is gone, friends. Nightfall says, just a note, can't see the poll, but on my side, voting yes. Noted. Thank you. Do. Okay, another unanimous vote. And I have one more idea for a potential October stretch goal. Now, to be clear, these are not the only October stretch goals we will have. The Keepers and I are going to be working on this over the next month or so. The form is going to be up for you guys to suggest stretch goals. Just like the games list, this is going to be refined. I'm just taking your guys' temperature and offering some suggestions. And here's another one. Oh, that's another October stretch goal that I need to get you. I just remembered. I owe you guys a cookbook. We're going to be working on that soon, too. Celtic Wolf says, curious, Kit, why does PC repairs have to be a high-end? Why not, like a medium-range goal? Because the price tag, Celtic, is the short answer to that question. To get a streaming PC for what I need it to do is expensive. And because of that, if I make it a medium range goal, I'm either not going to be able to afford it, or by that logic, there's going to have to be a lot of expensive stuff past it, and I can't really think of anything more expensive that I think you guys would get. Also, there's a matter of, will we make these goals at all? So, the fact of the matter is, it has to be a high-end goal. It's going to be expensive. It's going to be difficult to reach. That's where we are. Sorry, friend. But I have one more idea. An official Shards of Erovane D&D 5-point Fox homebrew module, complete with lore anthology and I blanked on the word art, chat, believe it or not. Shards of Erovane PDF / lorebook October 2021 goal. Yay or nay? Start poll. Let me know if this is something you guys would like. If you're wondering what this is, Shards of Erovane is it's a world system that I've been working on in the background for the majority of my adult life. It is, somebody in the community recently said, it's my Taldore, if you're familiar with the works of Critical Role. I'm going to be showcasing Shards of Eravane to you guys later this year, hopefully. Hopefully before October, we'll have the first episode. It's something that I'm very passionate about. The lore is interesting to me, and I want to fill in as much of it as I can. I would love to do multiple shows in the Shards of Eravane world. And I think a PDF, like, pairing book with that we could sell on, like, Homebrewery or whatever, would be something that I would like to do, and I would hope you guys would like to do it as well. But of course, that would be expensive. This actually might be more expensive than the new PC, all things considered. But it's just an idea that I have, and I wonder if you guys would like that. I'm curious what you guys think of that. Enderbender12 says, I'm most certainly interested in seeing that come to fruition for ellipses reasons. Hey, Ender, good to see you. Okay. So these are some sample stretch goals. And again, if you guys have any, feel free to throw them out. And if you don't right now, please be thinking about them. And we'll have a form out to you later this evening, probably. Now, last year, we raised a lot of money with Arttober. We raised a lot of money, to put it flatly. And I'm super grateful to you guys for that. But I promised you guys that a certain percentage of what we raised would go to charity. I would like to do that again this year. However, I need to put a stipulation on this. The charity X percentage will have to be from the stretch goals only. And I'm not going to disclose what that percentage is. If those stipulations are acceptable to you guys, I'm down to do it again this year. We'll need to determine who we want the money to go to. It could be Charity Water again. I'm happy to support them. It could be somewhere else. Do we want to do a percentage, an undisclosed percentage, of the Arttober stretch goal money to charity? Chat. I feel it is important for me as a content creator to help those that I can when I can. I wish that I could do the whole thing for charity. But that's not feasible. But are you guys interested in X% of stretch goal funding to charity for 2021? Yes, outright, says Nightfall. Okay. Does anybody have suggestions for the charity right now? Or we can discuss that later. I'm inclined to do Charity Water again. I like supporting Charity Water. You guys know we did it last year. We have it set up for my humble link. I support Charity Water because they do a lot of good work, and because I do it in memoriam of someone who I consider to be an idol. But If you guys have a different charity in mind, I'm happy to hear you. And if you don't have an idea right now, that's fine too. We can discuss it later. Anyone? Make your voices heard, friends. Oh, sorry about that. Celtic Wolf says Charity Water or St. Jude for my vote, but that can be talked about later. I can't do St. Jude. I'd love to. I can't do St. Jude. Or if I did, it would have to be a personal donation. So you guys would give me money to the fundraiser, and then I would give it to St. Jude. Because, exactly, Outlaw has it exactly right. St. Jude has conditions. They are completely reasonable conditions. But because of the way that I structure my stream, I cannot do a St. Jude charity stream. Jim Micro says, I would plug the Freedom of Form Foundation, but that's a science charity, not a direct social good charity. Remind me, J Meister. Did I promise to talk to you about that at some point and never got around to it? I feel like... Because my instinct right now was to say, hey Jay, talk to me backstage. But I don't remember if we've already done that or not. Jay says, I do not remember. Okay. The reason that I am bringing this up, for those of you who may not be aware, is because the Freedom of Form Foundation is something J Meister is affiliated with. I have a vague memory of us talking about it, Jay, but I don't remember if we've spoken at length about it. Put a pin in that for now, and we'll talk about that backstage. If you guys are cool with me just making a donation and, like, you know, supplying proof that I have done so, I'm willing to do St. Jude. But we cannot do a St. Jude charity stream on this channel unless we specifically set aside very specific rules and we talk to St. Jude and say, look, we would like to do this charity stream for you, but due to your stipulations, we must say, do not look at our other content. And that's the same is true with Extra Life as well, unfortunately. But that's for later. And if you guys don't have an issue with Charity Water, that's the easy solution, and it will certainly be the fallback, if nothing else. And again, you guys will have proof that the deed is done, regardless. Regardless of what we choose and how we decide to do it, you guys will know. Like, I'm not going to take the money and you're not going to hear anything. You're going to see, like, when I do it, I will tweet proof with personal information removed. I'll like, put it on my Twitter. I'll put it on the Discord. I might put it on the YouTube. We'll see. And go from there. Let's talk about happier things, shall we? Not that supporting charity is a bad thing, by any means. But it's a little heavy. And I need y'all's help anyway. Because the New Year's Odeon is coming up. And that is going to be a full charity stream. Last year was good. We raised, like, $300 and some, maybe even more, with Goblinville. It was a lot of fun. But, speaking personally, backstage, it was hectic. Nightfall, the rest of the admins, and myself were completely unprepared for how surprisingly difficult it is to do a charity stream. And I want to change that this year. I want to, like, we didn't have time, frankly, to set it up properly because we didn't know. I want to change that this year. But you guys still deserve to know what the setup is. So, New Year's 2021, we're doing Electrum Chef, which is going to be a spoof on a cooking competition for various high-end Waterdavian figures. It's going to be set in Faerun, D&D Faerun. It's going to be set in the city of Waterdeep, and the PCs, the player characters, will be assisting Caprizi Whiskwizard, who was premiered in Tales of the Nightlight. The system, I think, we're going to do Fate Core, because Fate Core has a rough run-through of something similar. I believe they call it Plutonium Chef. I could be wrong on that, though. But that gives us a starting point. We're looking for probably 4 players. And I want to do it for charity. I want this to be a proper charity stream. Now, last year, we took it on the honor system. Somebody was like, we give this much money to charity, took it on the honor system, and we had stuff happen in the game world based on the charity. I want to do this, like, properly this time. If you give a donation to charity, something happens in the game world, and we can track it. Uranium Chef. Thank you, Enderbender. I was only off by 1 periodic number. Anyway. So we need to decide what charity we want to do and how we want to do it. There's a lot of really great charities out there. This is kind of a conversation to have with my admin team and get that set up for you guys, but if there's anything you guys want us to look into, and on the list already is St. Jude, Extra Life, the thing J-Meister mentioned, a couple others. Like, we have some charities to look into. Tiltify as well, we need to look into. But you guys let me know. If there's anything about this that you want to suggest, or you want clarified, or you want to have an opinion on, you are more than welcome to do so. Also, do we want to pull these players from the public? Or do we want specific, like, do you guys want me to ask specific people backstage and put on a better show because it's for charity? It is technically an Odeon, and Odeon is for new players, but it's also a charity stream to ring in the new year. And that's something that you guys deserve to speak your preference of. Where are we on that as well? And if you guys don't have an opinion, that's fine. Celtic Wolf says, I'd take the vet players, as it were, over new players, just for the fact that it is for charity. That is my opinion as well, Celtic, but I will not presume that to be the community's opinion. When it comes to things like this, I don't like to take that as a given, so I always want to ask. Is the consensus to agree with Celtic, chat? No, absolutely, Celtic, and I appreciate that. I am actually asking if you speak for everyone. You very well may. And it seems like you are. I'm in favor to agree with Celtic for the simple reason of quality control. The Outlaw Talker says I would kind of like a mix of new and vet players. Okay. I mean, again, Outlaw, that's true for Odeon in general. Celtic Wolf 25 says I don't mean to give that impression. You're not Celtic. But circumstances being what they are, it sounds like the community is agreeing with you, so in turn, you did. And it's a positive thing. But yeah, Outlaw, a mix of hand-picked and veteran player, or sorry, a mix of new and veteran players is how Odeon generally functions. But the December game, the New Year's game, is inherently special. It's a once-a-year opportunity to ring in the new year with a good story. Or a special story, I should say. To be determined. And it sounds like you guys are cool with hand-picking players. Alright. Cool. Shall we move on? The rest of these are easier, I think, than those two. That's why I wanted to get them out of the way first. Shall we move on, my friends? Sorry about that. I want to talk to you guys about the stream quality. Right now, I'm streaming at 720p, 30 FPS. I'm streaming at a bitrate of, I think, 3000? That might be wrong, though. And for the most part, Hearthstone can handle it. I can't really do anything else while I'm streaming, but for the most part, Hearthstone can handle it. The goal, hopefully, is to have a new, beefier PC by the end of this year. When that happens, would you guys like a higher bitrate and a higher resolution? Now, before you say, yes, of course we would, there are some things that you need to consider. The higher the bitrate, the more strain on viewers there will be. Especially if I do native 60 FPS. Mid to lower tier viewers with not great internet, looking at you, Australia, are going to have trouble. Now, this is completely mitigated by transcodes. That is to say, quality options under the cogwheel on the video player. However, as an affiliate, I am not guaranteed transcodes. I get them often, and the more I stream, the more often I get them, but I'm not guaranteed them. So if we ramp the bitrate, you guys might have more of an issue. But at the same time, I'm streaming at 720p 30. If you guys would like something more than that, let me know. What's your opinion? because I really don't know what I want to do. The Outlaw Taco says, I'm okay with stream quality as it is for right now. No, eventually, Outlaw, like, the objective, right, is get partnered, get a big audience, get my transcodes constantly, up the quality, and go from there. But if you're good for right now, like, this is not a permanent decision. This is a, like, for the next 6 months kind of decision. Really. Kodak Wolf says, I have so many questions, but not sure how to ask them. We'll start at the beginning. What's the biggest, like, most basic question that the others might build off of? Or, the other option is to just ask, and if it doesn't make sense, I will ask you to clarify. This is the time to ask questions and have them answered. Not that you can't do that whenever, but this is the special, like, time set aside to help people with precisely that. Anybody? Whatever you guys want, allow me to be of service. Celtic says, like 60 FPS, would be what resolution? Because I have a gaming laptop that's capable to handle 1080p when it comes to streaming. That is not the same thing, Celtic. Those two things are not the same thing. So, right now, most PCs in our sphere, I should clarify, most monitors can render up to 1080p, and if you're willing to shell out some more money, 4K, 4000. 720 is smaller. It has fewer pixels. It shows less detail. FPS refers to frames per second, how smoothly animation or live video flows. The more frames, the more detail, the more, like, fluid things appear. There are people, apparently a sizable percentage of people, who need as many frames as possible. If they're not getting, I think the max right now is 144. If they're not getting 144 FPS, they are complaining up and down. There's whole communities on the internet about this type of person. And I'm not here to say whether or not that's good or bad. I'm here to say that I have been shown side by side 30 FPS versus 60 FPS videos. And I can only see a difference on that side by side. I have seen people accurately look at a video and be like, this is in 30 FPS, or this is in 60 FPS, without any indicator on the screen. They can just tell. And you know what? That's fine. And probably if I streamed at a higher FPS, I would get more viewers. But I personally cannot tell. And it doesn't matter to me one way or the other. It is, again, harder on the streaming PC, which I'm not even going to consider this until I get a better one, so that's an irrelevant argument right now. And it's harder on the viewer, because your computer will have to receive more data and process it. It's not really going to matter for your rigs as viewers, it's going to matter for your internet connection. But going up to 1080p would render more pixels on the screen for you guys, and going from 30 to 60 FPS would give more fluid video at cost across the board. Nightfall the Continuity says, I've never had a complaint about frame rate, but then I played on a Game Boy Advance, which only worked on 30 FPS until I was like 14. J-Master says, generally I take a lower quality than my own monitor as a given of watching streams. Generally I prefer smooth video and audio to resolution, even if it starts to go 16-bit on me. I mean, valid. Like, I'm with you, Jay. But, again, there's no denying that a clearer video, a smoother video, would make more people happy. It would just cost more. And again, this is a matter of in the future. Enderbitter12 says, I can see the difference when I go from something like a 30 FPS to something that's 60 FPS, but I'll eventually just stop noticing it. I can do it sometimes, very, very rarely. But usually I can notice 15 to 20 versus 60, and I can't always notice 30 versus 60. But again, it doesn't really bug me. I played Assassin's Creed Origins, like, cover to cover for you guys at 15 FPS. When I was playing Assassin's Creed Origin, I was getting 15 FPS the entire time. Sometimes as low as 8. And honestly, I was having a blast with that game. But again, if you guys want a higher native resolution, if you guys want a higher bitrate, if you guys want more FPS, when I have the hardware for it, that is something that we can discuss. However, again, the big deciding point for me personally is I do not have guaranteed transcodes. I do not have guaranteed video quality options from Twitch to allow someone who can't handle the high-end render to turn it down on their side. Because of that, I'm hesitant to make the jump until I have that guarantee. GMaster14 says 30 FPS is fine when watching something, but I find it hard to tolerate less than 60 when I'm playing. Big distinction there on being a viewer versus actively interacting with the game. I can see your point there. It is a valid point, but fair dues. GMaster says, I would say you're fine as is. I mean, I would hope so for right now, but at the same time, if we can work towards it, and it's something you guys want, I'd like to know. Eventually, I'm probably going to do it anyway. But if you guys are enjoying the show as is, that's one less pressure for me to be thinking about right now. JMaster says 720p at 30 FPS is a decent lowest common denominator for not having transcodes. That's the thing. Like, I could go 3 or 4 days at a time sometimes with not getting transcodes. JMaster says, yeah, if you get the beef rig. Well, I have to get the beef rig. Like, eventually, Hearthstone is going to die. And I have to get a new PC. And I would like to upgrade before then, Jay. So it's not if, it's a matter of when. But also, I want to make this clear. Just because I have the beef rig doesn't mean my audience will. And if I can't guarantee transcodes, then the beefed rig is not going to fucking matter, frankly. And Inventor says, I'd say wait until we have permanent transcodes to up the quality. We've been doing fine with how we are now, no reason to change it yet. Okay, cool. That is my opinion, but again, I don't want to take that as a given. Now, that being said, audio. I am hard of hearing. To be blunt. I cannot really tell if someone is on a cell phone mic, a headset mic, or a desktop mic unless their quality is dog shit. There are people who swear up and down that a Blue Snowball and a Blue Yeti sound different to the degree that they cannot watch the former. I don't understand. But I acknowledge that it exists. Right now, I'm on a highest fucking microphone. I'm on a radio quality microphone. This thing cost me a pretty penny. However, the mixer that I got was about $400. It's pretty basic. I like it, but it's pretty basic. And if I nudge it the wrong way, it causes that, as Corn312 put it earlier, tumbleweed effect. Would you guys be cool with me getting a new mixer within the new PC stretch goals and get something a little bit higher end? Because my mic can handle it. My mic can handle a beefy mixer. I just never bothered to get one. But if you guys say my audio is fine, I'm not going to worry about it for right now. But if it can be improved, and that's something you guys would want, let's talk. Let me know, let me know. What are you guys thinking? A beefier mixer would allow me to do more voiceovers. Right now, all the voices that I do are just, like, biological. All the voices that I do are based on me contorting the muscles of my throat, basically. A beefier mixer would allow me to do, like, robots, somebody over an intercom, somebody over a radio, aliens, monsters. You know, I could separate my gendered voices a little bit easier. Things like that. And that's appealing to me. Celtic Wolf 25 says, I know you'd need both, but would you say that the mixer is important now than to wait for October? What, Celtic? I'm afraid I don't understand your question. Are you saying, do I need a mixer tomorrow? No. I have a mixer. It works. I don't need a mixer. If I get a completely new PC, I don't necessarily need a new mixer. Are you asking me if the mixer is an emergency? The answer is no. The Outlaw Taco says, for me, your audio is good right now, but a beefier mixer along with the new PC rig if you feel the need for it. Okay. To make the mixer a stretch goal for October. If I make the mixer a stretch goal for October, it will be rolled into the various stretch goals for the PC parts that I require. Like, I'll get the core PC stuff first, and then when we get to peripherals, I will include a mixer in that. It's not going to be its own thing. It's not something that I desperately need. Again, if you guys say my audio is fine, for the record, I have a hard time hearing the stream. I can turn the volume all the way up on Twitch and YouTube, and I have to turn the audio up on my PC to be able to hear the stream clearly. To me, the stream here at twitch.tv/SharpEyeKitsune is very, very quiet. Very quiet. However, I have heard from multiple people who have said your audio quality is really good and you're the only stream that I don't have to turn down. And I know that I have major hearing loss. So I have to rely on you guys for that. If my audio is good, of a good quality, and like you guys like listening to me talk, listening to other people talk when they come on my show, listening to the game audio as I have it set right now, it is not a priority. But if it can be improved, and you feel like it needs to be improved, or you want it to be improved, please speak up and tell me. There is no keep Celtic. It's not keep the mixer with the PC upgrade goals, it's add it to the PC upgrade goals. Right now, the default is don't bother. Outlaw says it's fine to me. Okay. Hey, great. Great. Awesome. I worry about the audio. And I worry about the audio because I can't fucking hear it. I can't quality test my own stream without an annoying amount of work on my side because I can't hear it. But if you guys say that it's okay or fine or even good or even great, fantastic. That's huge. So, keep as is for now until transcodes, resolution, see above, PC, stretch goal, and then peripherals. There's a couple of things that I think would improve the stream quality. But again, they're not major priorities, and they're not hurting the stream right now by not having them. Right now, to put on the show that I want to show for you guys, I have everything that I need. I have a mic, a mixer, a stream deck, a streaming PC, a capture card, and consoles. I have what I need to put on a show for you guys. But there's a couple of things that would help. I would like a bigger stream deck. Right now, I have one that has 15 buttons on it. It allows me to switch scenes on the fly. It allows me to mute my mic, mute my audio, put markers in the stream, throw up spoilers, etc., etc. But I find myself running out of buttons. So I'd like a bigger one. I'd like to get a Steam Deck when it comes out. It seems like it'll be a useful console. And a couple of other things here and there that I'd like to get. But again, not a priority. What is your opinion, chat, on quality of life peripheral improvements to the overall sanctity of the stream as part of the new PC Arctober stretch goal? Yay or nay? Cool. Again, that's what I was hoping you guys would say, but again, I can't take it as a given. Okay. So from there, we have some easier stuff to discuss. I hope. What would you guys like to see on Saturday nights that is not the Fireside Chat? Right now, I'm taking a half day on Saturdays because we don't have anything planned. Now, Saturdays are a good day to do open dice nights, but they're not good for everyone. So, I don't want to leave any day open. I'll just let open dice night take priority on any given day. But I want to put something in the Saturday evening slot. Now, I'm cool with tabletop games from Sunday to Thursday. Tales of the Nightlights, Shards of Erevain, Crown of Fangs, Quicksilver Initiative, Voices of the Mountain. That's solid to me. We can put another tabletop game on Saturday. We probably won't get it out until early next year with all the other premieres we've got going on. But we could put another tabletop game there. I'm down for that. We could do like a GMing workshop if you guys think the community is big enough for that. We've tried that twice now, and it hasn't gone anywhere. There just hasn't been enough community involvement for that to stay tenable. We could do a podcast, like a talk show, on Saturday evenings. That's something that I've been kicking around the idea of for a while that I think is nice. We could do a different type of show. A thought that comes into my mind is do visual novels on Saturday nights, or a visual novel. We could do, I hesitate to say multiplayer games on Saturday night, but that's an option. Now, if you guys have any ideas or anything you guys want to see on Saturday nights, let me know. And I'm sure there are some of you who are concerned about my work schedule and my health, and are going to say, why don't you take the evening off and like, focus on your health, Kit? I don't want to do that. Flatly, that's not something that I want to do. I would rather have a show scheduled and then take the evening if I need it, but have something for you guys if I don't. What would you guys like to see? Sorry about that. What would you guys like to see on Saturday evenings? Excuse me. Like the idea of podcast or visual novels, says Celtic Wolf. What kind of podcast would you like to see, Celtic? And for that matter, what visual novel would you like to see? So we have... Nope. We have the potential of podcast, visual novels, TTRPGs, TTRPG adjacent shows, different games. What would you guys be interested in? You have to think on both. That's fine. As always with the Fireside Chat, we can put a pin in any given topic bring it over to next month and let you guys think about it, or talk about it during sub day. The Outlaw Otaku says a podcast or talk show could be fun. Maybe discuss the various tabletop game ongoings on the channel, plus general tabletop news and other nerd news. Now there's an idea. I hadn't thought about a tabletop, a podcast to talk about the week's tabletop shows. TTRPG wrap-up podcast. That's a decent idea. More than decent, I'd say. That's a good idea. That's something. I might have to discuss that one backstage, Outlaw. Glad to be of help. Hey, that's why we do this. That's why I encourage you guys to make your voices heard. That's why we have the Fireside chat. That's why we have the sub-day itinerary. Like, what you just did is the purpose of this show. So, that's a great thing. Does anybody else have any ideas? Does anybody else have opinions of these ideas? Please, come forward. Anybody? Matt from the Katsune says, remember these Fireside chats are for you guys. 100%. 100%. Celtic Wolf 25 says, I mean, two come to mind and both have heavy subjects. Doki Doki Literature Club and Hatoful Boyfriend, so I know that there are other lighthearted visual novels out there, but I can't think of them. I am not going to play either of those on stream. I'm familiar with both of them, and there's a reason I haven't played them yet. I'm not even certain you can play Hatoful Boyfriend on stream. DDLC is too real, is what I will say. Knowing what I know about that game, speaking personally, the only way I will touch that game is for a specific charity stream. If someday I'm a partner and I'm making that influencer money, and somebody says, "Hey kid, would you play Doki Doki Literature Club as part of the charity stream?" I'll say sure. It's a charity reward goal, sure. But for any other reason up to and including my own edification, I'm not touching that game. Not because it's bad, not because it's not something that I want to showcase for you guys with heavy warnings, but for me personally, I can't handle it. To be blunt, I can't handle it. The themes discussed in DDLC, I'm not in a place with my health that I can deal with that. Frankly, I can't do it. And my discomfort would be so intense that chat would be put off. Nightfall says, frankly, as your community manager, we shouldn't touch GDLC even for that. That's a topic for the future. Frankly, Nightfall. Like, I agree with you, but that's a topic for the future. The Outlaw Otaku says, does Phoenix Wright count as a visual novel? Yes, it does, and that's something that I would very much consider doing. But if I'm going to do Phoenix Wright, I want to have people with me. Because as I've tried to do the Phoenix Wright series for other streamers twice now, 3 times now. And every single time, I gave it my all, and the person that I was doing it with probably gave it their all, but it was a little bit less than what I did, so I ended up taking the bulk of the work, which I would have to do on my channel anyway. But the only time my throat has bled from voiceovers was because of Phoenix Wright. The only time I've nearly passed out from doing a voice is because of Phoenix Wright. If I'm gonna do Phoenix Wright, I'd love to do Phoenix Wright for you guys. Those games are hilarious. But I'm gonna have somebody with me who's gonna give as much as I am. And I'm not gonna risk injuring myself for them again. Phoenix Wright is on the short list. Like Saturday evening stream schedule notwithstanding, I'd like to do Phoenix Wright for you guys. Maybe like after we finish all of Yakuza, we could start doing like Phoenix Wright every now and then. I think that would be a lot of fun. But I'm gonna need a partner for it. Flatly, I'm gonna need a partner for it. At least one, preferably like 3. Those games are hard to voice. The Outlaw Otaku says, I didn't know that. I'm sorry. That's not at all what I'm saying. Like, nobody is at fault for suggesting that. I think it's a fantastic suggestion. There's a reason you didn't know about that, friend. I'm not public with those facts, generally speaking. There's nothing to be sorry for. You didn't do anything wrong. In fact, you gave a good suggestion that I agree with. You're fine. Totally fine. But yeah, there's a character in, I want to say the 4th Phoenix Wright game that I gave a voice to. It was a difficult voice, but I figured he was a one-off character. Turns out he had a 2-hour monologue later in that game. And I committed. I committed hard to that, and I got through it. And the next day I was coughing up blood. And I said, I'm not doing that again. Frankly. My poor voice, right, Celtic? No, I agree with you. I love doing voice work. Don't misunderstand me. I adore doing voice work. The reason that I was coughing up blood the next day is because I loved it and I was committed to doing a good performance. But what I'm saying is, I have never done a Phoenix Wright playthrough without incident. And as much as I would love to show it to you guys, and frankly I probably will at some point, I'm going to take precautions not to harm myself. It's the exact same thing that I did with, I want to say Okami? Okami fucked me up the first time I tried to play it. one of the games that I wanted to play, like, as a streamer, like, hey, I'm gonna do this streaming thing. One of the first games I wanted to play was Okami. And I did. I loaded it up. I was like, okay, we're gonna play Okami. And it damn near destroyed my entire stream. It damn near fragged my mic. It damn near fragged my computer. It damn near fragged my streaming setup, my software. It was bad. And it fucked my mental health. And when the time came to play it again, with the difficulties fixed, I said, okay, I'm taking precautions. It's not going to do that again. It's not going to fuck me up, and it's not going to harm my stream. And from those precautions, we did it, and we beat it, and we had a lot of fun. Why was it so bad? Coding, and I think DRM. But we fixed those issues. That's the point. That's what I'm saying. Like, we fixed those issues, and we were able to play Okami and enjoy it. And if we're going to do Phoenix right on this channel, we're going to do it right. Full stop. The Outlaw Talker says, I still like the podcast weekly wrap-up / news show. Same. That's a really cool idea. And I think that's probably the front runner, to be honest. Let's move on. We'll figure something out. It sounds like you guys definitely want something in the Saturday evening slot, so we'll get that out to you guys as soon as possible. I have some ideas. I'll talk to my admins about it. We'll get something out to you guys. I'll probably have some news on this come August Fireside Chat. We'll see where we are. Keepers, if you would please make a note. We're going to come back to this one next month. Thank you. For now, Odeon 2022, Open Dice Night 2022. I have one simple question. And it's probably an asinine question, but for the sake of it. Do you guys want to keep doing Open Dice Night into the next year? Do you want to continue this program? Yes or no? Because I feel like Open Dice Night is the most important show that I do in a given month. But I also feel like quality control on Open Dice Night is very hard to achieve. And it's taxing. It's tiring. I will bear that weight. That's fine. But only if you guys want it. If it is something you guys are enjoying as a concept, if it is something that you guys want to see more of, if it's something that you guys like, and you, preferably, if you feel as it is as important as I feel that it is, then I'll bear it. That's fine. Let's go. But I need to hear it. Do you want more Odeon in the next year? Remember, guys, the Fireside Chat is for you. To make your voices heard, make your opinions known. I wish this weather would let up. I think I'm gonna have to call it short, guys. I've got more topics after this, but I think they're gonna have to wait until August because I'm fading. I'm having a lot of trouble keeping my voice even, keeping my persona on. I'm sick. I'm tired. I'm doing my best, but I'm flagging. I appreciate the well wishes, friends. Keepers, I'm gonna highlight some stuff on the screen for just a second here. If we could get these carried over to August and get these carried over to the July sub day, because these are important topics, I'm gonna have to call it. I'm just too tired and too sick. I'm very sorry, friends. Once I get the clear from the Keepers, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up. But it sounds like you guys want more Odeon 2022, so we will carry it on into the next year until I hear something otherwise. But I'm literally about to faceplant on my keyboard, frankly. Thank you, Nightfall. Thank you, Keepers. And thank you to all of you for being here for another Fireside Chat. I'm sorry to wrap it up so early, but as many of you know, I received a vaccine a couple days ago, and my body is dealing with that on top of some other stuff. But I appreciate your responses. And we do this every month, so we'll have topics to discuss, chances for you guys to make your voices heard. And to be clear, if you miss a Fireside Chat or a sub day, or you're watching this in the past on the YouTube or whatever, you are welcome to speak up at any time about anything. We'd love to talk to you. We'd love to hear from you. And I am fully of the opinion that this channel is not about me. It's about all of you. I'm just the one facilitating you guys getting what you want. And the more I hear from you, the more I can do that. I'm gonna go and get some rest and get ready for tomorrow because we have a busy week coming up. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for making your opinions known. And as always, from myself and my keepers, to all of you, the regulars, the followers, the newcomers, and the lurkers, whether you're just having a seat by the fire or you've got a running tab at the bar, remember, there's always more stories to tell. And hopefully, I will see you all next time for another Fireside Chat and a new chapter. Good night, you guys. Thank you for helping me out today, and hope to see you again soon.